this video, we are going to build an n8n workflow which receives lead data from a form or any third-party application, verifies the email address through MillionVerifier, then filters out any bad quality email addresses, enriches the data with Apollo, and adds the lead to an Instantly campaign. First, to demonstrate the process, we will use an n8n form, but you can also use a webhook where you send data from a website form or any third-party application triggers. So first, we execute this workflow. We put here some dummy data. And our process run. So we see the form values. Then we run it through MillionVerifier, verifying the email address. Then we have a filter for good quality email addresses. Then we send the email address, first name, last name to Apollo to enrich it. We receive back a bunch of different information about the person. And then we send this data to our Instantly campaign. So to show you, click on our campaign and we can see the person in our Instantly campaign. So now to build this workflow, first we will start with an n8n form. Here we can give the form a name and a description. But more importantly, we need to add some elements to the form. First name, last name, and email, to change the type to email, and we will execute this step. Using the same values as before. So that then we can pin our data. So just click outside, right click and pin this node. The next step will be an HTTP request to MillionVerifier. So we will use a get method and this URL. We also need an authentication, which will be generic query auth. Here we'll need to set up a new credential. The name will be API in lower cases, and to get our MillionVerifier API key, we log into a MillionVerifier account, and under account settings, here we have our API keys. You just copy it and paste under value, save it. And we also send query parameter, name will be email, and here we will map our email address coming from the form. So we also execute this step and pin node as well. The next step will be an if step, where we check if the quality coming from MillionVerifier is equal to good. The next step will be an HTTP request again. The method is still get, and the URL is this one. We need an authentication, so this will be generic header auth, create new credential. The name will be x-api-key. And to get our Apollo API key, we go to Apollo. Under settings, we have integrations, API keys again, and create new API key. We can give it a name, and for the API, I will select context/search and people/match, create key, copy it and paste it under value, save it. Then we also send some query parameters, which will be first name, and we map the values from our form. Last name, and email. Execute this step. When we receive null values, it either means that there is no such person in Apollo's database, or what we can do is clear our execution and run it again. And here you can see that it ran with the correct values and received different information from our lead. Our last step will be sending these data to Instantly. So another HTTP request, the method will be post. This is our URL. Our authentication will be generic and bearer. Here we create a new credential. And for the bearer token, we go to Instantly, click on our account, settings, integrations, API keys, create a new API key, give it any name, and for the scopes, I will select all, create it, copy the key, and paste it under token, save it, and we will send body using JSON. This is what I will paste here. The first value is a campaign ID, which we can get if we go to Instantly, we go to our campaigns, click on the campaign, and from the URL we can get the ID. And here we can paste it here. We also send email address, the first name, last name, the company name, the job title, website, phone. These are default values in Instantly. We also set some flags that skip if in workspace and skip if in campaign. We can also set some custom variables. Right now we will set Apollo ID, the industry, employee count, and LinkedIn URL. And we are mapping these values coming from our Apollo enrichment. So to demonstrate this, I will go back and delete our lead because we set to do not duplicate it. While this is deleting, I can go back. I could also pin this data and run it. It returned burn status 1, so it was a successful heading. So once we reload our campaign, we will see that the new lead was added to our campaign. And that is our whole process.